Hello my angels, welcome back to heaven. If you are new to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can get your wings. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me, a little tutorial on how I do my bubble pony, and then also going to be throwing in my little college success tips. So let's get to the video. I use the same braiding hair that I used when I braided my hair because it comes in a pack of 3, so I had some left over. So that's what I use for this ponytail that I'm going to show you. So what I do, so I can show you. I take the hair, take my hair tie, I loop it around, and then I take this piece and boom, okay? So of course it's back to school season. I see everyone posting about decorating their dorms, getting ready for school. So I figured I would just let you guys in on some of my secrets for success. I actually love college. I know a lot of people didn't, but I did. I was a double major in criminal justice and psychology with a minor in business law. Is my head crooked? I do this every time. It's never in the middle. I don't know, make it on my head. That's about as good as it's gonna get. So yeah. Okay, so my first rule for success is going to seem a little obvious, but it's going to class. It is really easy to skip class, especially since you know you can. No one's gonna call your parents and be like, oh, your kid's not in school today. It doesn't matter. Plus, especially if you dorm, it's super easy to just stay in bed and just be like, I'm not gonna go today. But the thing is, you miss so much work when you don't go. That's number one. You miss so much work, first of all, and it's a waste of your money. Remember, most people are paying for college, so it's not like you're going for free. If you went to a public high school, you're literally paying for these classes. So why would you not go? Unless you have money to just throw away like that, I mean, go for it. But I know I certainly did not. I mean, I did skip a few times, but nothing too crazy. But if you are going to skip, make sure you keep track, because a lot of teachers obviously keep track of that. Most schools, you're only allowed double the amount of times you meet for that class. So if you meet for that class maybe 3 times a week, you can only have 6 absences. So I would save those for crucial times, whether you're really sick, super hungover, didn't do the work, or at the end of the semester when everyone is still going to class because the semester's technically over, but you can't be absent. If you saved all those absences, you're done. You don't have to go. So that's what I would do. And then plus, if you are going to be absent, make sure you make up for the work, because you don't want to be left behind and then you fail the class all because you were too lazy to go to class. That's not the best idea. Trust me, I get it, I understand, you'll be hungover, you don't feel like going, you want to go hang out with your friends because they don't have class at the same time, but you really have to do it for yourself. You really have to go to class. It's that simple. My second tip, when you go to class, be on time. It's such a bad impression on your professor when you are constantly late. I get things happen, but if you're constantly late, that's such a bad look, especially if you're disturbing the class as you come in. Most people are like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. No, just sit in class. Or they want to go to their assigned seat all the way in the back. So now you're late, you have to walk all the way to the back of the class. That's such a distraction to everyone else who's actually there on time. So be on time. because when you're on time, it looks better to the professor. And if you're late, you always miss like some of the work. Like they'll go over, I remember I was late one time and I missed an exam review. He didn't re-go over it, so I just had to like wing it or ask someone for help because I missed it. So it's definitely a bad impression to be late. You miss so much classwork. And then usually if you're late twice, that counts as an absence. So you're definitely wasting money. Now you're wasting a good absence because you went to class, but you're still late. Like, it's so annoying. So you're better off just going to class. And then when you go to class, make sure you sit in the front. It leaves such a good impression on your professors. They actually will remember you. Like, all my professors remember who I am. And that's good for like future jobs and stuff. Like, your professors have so much pull. Like, one of my professors is a judge, well, was a judge. So he's helping me get like an actual career. You get me? So you never know. Especially if you're good to the professor, you do all of their work, you're super respectful, you sit in the front, you pay attention, you answer their questions, they will look out for you in the future. You get me? So I think it would definitely help you, not hurt you, to sit in the front as long as you're paying attention. You get a syllabus with every class. Look at it. And what I would do is I have a planner and I also have a huge message board calendar, and I would just make multiple notes of major assignments that are due. Because, I mean, I know you can miss some little assignments, which I wouldn't recommend either because those grades definitely add up. But the major assignments you definitely don't want to miss out on at all. It's not worth it. So I use that and I make a note of all of my major assignments on my planner, my message board. That way I see it as soon as I get in my room. I always look at my planner to see what I have to do, to see things. Like, and I make a checklist of the things that I've done, stuff like that, just to keep it organized. So I would definitely recommend doing that. I definitely recommend using a binder. That's what I use literally since like high school, just because you don't have to worry about running out of pages. You don't have to worry about if you brought the right notebook to the right class, because everything is in that one binder. So they have the little sections so you can section it off for each class, but the little partitions, I get those, I label it for each class, and I just carry my binder. And that way, most binders, well, the ones that I get, the 5-star ones that have the zipper, inside of it has a ruler, a section for like loose leaf paper, and a little, what are those things called? Pencil case. Has a pencil case inside. So inside the pencil case I had all my highlighters in different colors. I definitely use highlighters to stay organized. So I have my highlighters, my pens and my pencils, a pair of scissors, whiteout, and my post-its, like post-it notes. I keep all of that in there. That way I have it with me and I'm ready to go to take notes. Make sure you always take notes in class. So I do that because you don't want to be that kid that doesn't have paper or a pen in class. And I know that sounds super weird, like you're going to college, like why wouldn't you have that? You'd be surprised. There's a ton of times where people are in class and they're like, hey, can I borrow a pen? I'm like, yeah. They're like, can I also borrow paper? I'm just like, what did you come to school for? Like, why are you here? If you're not bringing, like, you have a backpack, what's in your backpack? Like, why do people carry around backpacks with nothing in it? I just don't understand what's in there. Because now I'm concerned for my safety. Like, what's in your backpack? Like, show me. But no, but a binder is super good for classes because you can section it off and then you don't have to worry about running out of paper in your notebook. I always just pack a little bit of, like a little small pack of loose leaf paper, and I put it inside that little folder in the back. That way I can always just keep adding paper. So that's my tip. I use binders for everything. Like, I love shopping for binders. Like, I have 7 of them and I'll keep buying new ones. I just love them so much. So for presentations, I always use Prezi just because it's super professional. And hold on. Prezi is super professional, and you don't have to worry about like downloading your presentation on a USB, because Prezi is an online website, so you just literally sign in and then it's there. I know there's been plenty of times where I used to use a USB, or I used to email my thing on PowerPoint to myself, get to class, not there. Even though I checked like 7 times, not there. So it just delays the class and delays everyone else, because normally presentations are like scheduled. And if you don't go that day, then someone else has to go in your spot, and then you just switch up the whole presentation. So you just ruin someone else's organization. So be prepared, use Prezi. Canva works too. I'm not really good at working Canva, so I stick with Prezi. I also use Google Docs just because it saves automatically, and then you can also see like when your previous edits were. You can share your Google Docs with other people, and then you can see their edits and the last time that they edited. So like, especially if you're doing a group project, that's when I love Google Docs for that, because that's when you're like, oh, like, hey, I sent you this, like I just edited this part, and someone's just like, no, you didn't. Like, your name isn't even on the edit list, so and you're like, you know what? Let me get on that. So I definitely love Google Docs, especially for partner work, but also for myself. That way I don't have to worry about whether or not I did or didn't save it. And of course, it comes on an app. Like, anything that has an app, I'm for. I also like to use e-textbooks. I get my e-textbooks from either eCampus, Chegg, or Amazon. I try not to buy them in the school store because, goodness gracious, like, why are books $500 in the school store? Like, I've gotten a book on Chegg for maybe like $80 when my school wanted like $300-400. Like, they were really trying to finesse, and I wasn't for it. So I definitely do use e-textbooks, just because also I'm a commuter. Even though I did stay in my friend's dorm for most of my college career, but I was a commuter, so I didn't want to carry those books back and forth with me, like, or I would leave them in my car, and I wouldn't feel like walking back to my car to get the book out later on. So I was like, you know what, I'm not bringing it to class. But if you have an e-textbook, you always have it with you. Like, you can, especially on Chegg, you can sign into your textbook, sign in for your textbook on your phone, or I always have my laptop on me. But I would also check with your professor, just because some professors don't want you to have electronics in their classroom, so that's really going to be hard if you have an e-textbook and they don't let you use like a laptop or your phone in class. So don't let me get you in trouble. Check with your professor first and see if that's acceptable. And a lot of times, like, the online books have like coupons, and they're just usually all around cheaper. So why spend excess money when you can save, because college is already expensive as it is. My next tip, I don't even know what number I'm on, but my next tip, make sure you get involved in school and make connections. Like, I was on the cheerleading team, the Business Law Association, and the Criminal Justice Club. I don't really go to all of the meetings. You really only have to go to 3 meetings at my school to be a member. I would go to them every once in a while, just because, again, I commuted sometimes, so I didn't want to get back home too late. Also, because I would go eat lunch with like my friends or my boyfriend, so I'm like, I can go to the next meeting. But sidebar, here's the ponytail. So I just put the ponytail over my bun. And I just kind of wrap it around. Like, I make my bun, wow, I'm super close to that camera. I make my bun really small, and then I put the hair tie in, and I separate the braiding hair, and I wrap it around once, and I just put the rubber band right underneath it. That way it stays tight, so you don't see a real bun. So for ponytail, whatever you do, I do a bun just because it's easier and it keeps that first bubble. That way you can just go around, you know? See, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, clubs. So I joined those clubs just because they teach you different things like that you can't learn in a classroom. It's just like extra learning. They also have, like, I'm speaking from my school, I don't know about every school, but from my school at the clubs, they had like guest speakers, so you will learn like real hand experience and information that you wouldn't learn in the classroom, because not everyone can get the speaker into the classroom, or people can't stay all day. So you'll have like a speaker in one class, then the other class won't get to experience it. So if you go to the club, it's just one meeting and they're there. It also looks good on your resume. You definitely want to make sure you're doing resume boosters while you're in college. That's the best time, because when do you need a job? Right after college. So resume boosters are good. They like to see that you were active in your school community. So I would definitely recommend joining clubs. Plus also, you never know where the people that you meet are gonna go. Someone that was in your club could be in a profession where you want to work, and you'll have that connection. You'll be like, oh, hey, like, let's go grab lunch, and you can just talk to them about that topic, and they can be like, oh yeah, I can get you in there. Because honestly, and I hate that this is true, but degrees don't really get you jobs, connections do. So make sure you're making the right connections, that you're always pleasant. Even if the person is rude to you, I try to still be pleasant, because you never know, one, how God's gonna bless you, and two, you never know who those people are gonna be. Like, you can be rude to a person who's being rude to you, and then that person's the one interviewing you. So now you're like, guess I'll just see myself out. So you never know. So I like to make connections, because you really don't know where someone's gonna go. Like a lot of my friends have gotten their jobs in high places just because of someone that they know. So that's the route to go. Make sure you're making connections. Don't be to yourself. Don't be just like a party person. And you can definitely make connections at parties, but I wouldn't recommend it. So but definitely still go to parties. It's fun. You can make friends there. Friends, not connections. Anywho, let's get back to college talk. Don't procrastinate. I was a super procrastinator in college. I can't talk about an eyeliner. Hold on. We're back. So I was definitely a super procrastinator in my whole life. Just because I work good under pressure. Like, I am awesome under pressure, but that's still no excuses, and I'm still rushing around to do things that should have been done. Like I said, you get your syllabus in the beginning of the semester. You have all of your assignments on there, so if you can, plan ahead and do your assignments beforehand. That way you don't have to worry about whether or not you did it. Like my junior and senior year, I made sure to plan ahead, and then I was like, oh my goodness, I have this project due. Then I check my laptop and I'm like, oh, I did this already. Like, it's such a good feeling when you think you have something to do and you're planning for it and you already did it, so now you have all this free time just available. So you're like, oh my god, I can go to the gym, I can like take a nap, I can go hang out with my friends, I can go get like brunch or something. Like, that time that you had originally filled in for your work, you already have free. So I definitely recommend doing things ahead. Don't procrastinate, because it is a bad habit, because it's really hard to get out of it. I'm still trying to get out of it, to be honest, but whatever works for you. But I would definitely recommend not procrastinating. That way you can get all of your work, because you have so many classes in college. If you procrastinate all of them, then you're going to end up skipping classes to finish that work, and then you wasted an absence. You get me? So it's best to do it ahead of time. I wish I listened to my mom when she said that freshman year, but I was like, nah, I got this. I'm good. Because if she didn't go to college, like, she has like 3 masters, and I'm just like, you don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, so don't procrastinate. Do all of your work ahead of time and use your syllabus. College is very stressful. Don't get discouraged if you're not getting like amazing grades at first, or you got amazing grades at first and they start to slip. Like, college hits you, and it hits you hard. Like, she comes in swinging. Like, no timeouts, no breaks, like full force swinging. Like in high school, before you start like the next grade, they give you like a review for like maybe like 2-3 weeks. You know, like I've gone to my first day of class, they handed me the syllabus, they're like, okay, chapter 1. I was like, excuse me, I don't even know your name yet. Like, relax, simmer down. I really need my mirror for this, but we're gonna try to wing it, even though I can't see it. BRB. Okay, lashes on. They're definitely not even. This one's closer in than this one, but I'll fix it later. But yeah. So definitely make sure you're taking care of yourself. Remember that college is not for everyone. if you do get stressed out, I mean, don't give up if you get stressed out. But I would say talk to someone. Like most schools have counselors and advisors. I would talk to someone just so you can like see, make sure you're taking the right steps. If you need tutoring, don't be ashamed to go to tutoring. I definitely needed tutoring for physics. I mean, I tried to go, but they didn't have it, but that's a different story. I'm upset about it. I don't talk about it. But yeah, if they have tutoring, definitely go. Don't be embarrassed. A lot of people need help with college courses, so don't think that you're the only one who's ever needed tutoring or ever needed help. But yeah, college gets hard sometimes, but it's okay. As long as you keep going and you know that it's right for you and you don't give up, I think it'll be good. It definitely gets tough sometimes, but it's worth it, I think. I liked college. I liked my college experience. A lot. I would definitely recommend doing like self-care days. That's why I like to save my absences. That way the days that I'm really stressed, like I really physically cannot do it, because it's okay, because there's going to be those days and I physically cannot do it. I have that leeway because I didn't miss that many classes. So I'm like, okay, it's cool. I can do it. I can take this one day. But I wouldn't like, I love college. I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, I hated my college experience. I'm so glad that wasn't me. I feel like college is what you make it. Let's see. Okay guys, so that's all I have for you today. That's my college rant. I would like for you guys to comment below, let me know what year you're going to in college. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, I'll see you guys next week. Good luck in school.